Hi, this is Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. This is a replay of a game last night on the Westfield map with the AMX 50 Foch tank destroyer. This is a replay of getting the TD-15 campaign, personal campaign mission for the T82 HTC campaign, so it's 15.2. AMX 50 Foch B is the replacement for the Foch 155 with a 6-shot autoloader. Starting this game I'm using standard ammo as we're top tier and there are tier 9 tanks in the game, so we're using that to see if we can shoot tanks and if we get side shots, etc. So we've got a WZ-121 FT next to me, which is the tier 8 premium Chinese tank destroyer, and he's bobbing back and forwards. So at this point we're just holding back, trying to stay out of sight and waiting for an opportunity to shoot at the tanks as they crest the hill. Our team's doing a good job in terms of staying behind the hill to make the other side crest over, which is then exposing them to our fire. So ML1 goes down, and we're seeing more tanks. I've only taken one shot, which has bounced so far. There's a 705 coming around the side, just goes out of sight as he comes around the rock, so I'm not going to waste a shot there if we don't know what way he's facing. And we just turn our attention to the VK 100, just to bounce off him again. So we've had a couple of shots now, and I've decided at this point I'll switch to the premium rounds, which give us high penetration. The VK100 bounces off me, which is good. Got a bit of a slope front on this TD. Main weak spot is the bar over the top. Object 705 off to the right goes out side again. We're still getting a bit of fire in here, but that was a blind shot from the VK100. It doesn't know exactly where the TDs are pointed, except potentially the WZ-120 FT is showing off his position. So it's could be why he's moving around, taking cover behind me. So just waiting for opportunities here. If you see, most of the heavy tanks normally are on this side because of the way that tanks spawn on this map. The mediums and light tanks tend to spawn on the other side. So we're just seeing if we've got an opportunity on the 705 by moving forward, and not quite at this point. So we'll just keep an eye on these tanks as they come over. Still incoming fire coming from the VK-45.2, and there we find that the 705 has come across us sideways, and we're just putting shots into him, and we finally get a kill. So from one clip we've managed to do 1500 damage, which is quite a reasonable result. The target for 15.2 tank destroyer is 3000 damage and 3 kills, so that's what we're trying to achieve here. I just got spotted at that point, so I'm not quite sure exactly who that was that spotted me, but we're just ducked behind the hill to make sure that we go dark before we come back and resume the same position. So the game's still quite even. 4 tanks down on their side and 5 on ours. I've just lost another one, but we still get our I-7. And we just get a side shot on the turret of this VK-45.2 and take him out. Probably not quite a fair result. We do get spotted there, so not quite sure where that is. Now we get rid of the VK-100-01. Still got 2 shots left in the rack, so we'll just see whether we can use it on there. Bounce the 705. And the I7's cleaned up the IS4. And although we take a shot, the WZ-120FT destroys the remaining 705. So that's really taken care of all of the tanks on this side of the map, and we've still got 4 tanks out of the original lot that face that. So we're up by 1 as we've lost some tanks on the other side of the map. Now we're moving position to see if we can support the tanks on the other side of the map from this point. So our T-44, which is in the most advanced position, gets taken out, and Centurion AX backing him up takes out the Batchat 12T, which had destroyed him. But we've lost visibility now on the tanks on that side, so we're going to just move here and see whether we can pick anyone up. I'm running optics on this vehicle, so we've got good view range all around, whether we're moving or stationary. So we don't really need to sit here. We're really just sitting here in case vehicles move into our range or fire while they're in our visual range, which will decrease their camo rating. Don't see anything after sitting there for a couple of minutes, so we're going to move to a bit further along. Now we are conscious that the enemy WZ-120FT was last spotted reasonably close to this position, so we're just going to stay within the boundaries of the village to hopefully stay obscured. But we get spotted almost straight away after moving. Bounce shell from the T-28, take a shot into the tracks from a Schwarzpanzer 58, and then we take some damage from that WZ-120FT that we hadn't seen, and by changing our angle we get damaged again by the T-28. So just repair our gunner who was shot as well. Try and move out of position to get some extra cover. Just go back round to our original position and see whether that's going to improve again. But we really still don't have scouts in a forward position. The T-69 on our team is still by the bridge, so without much forward movement we're not really going to get much in the way of extra lights from this position. So really can't see anything there, and it would only again be visible if they were shooting, and they probably can't see us either without someone scouting from their side, which doesn't look like would happen unless the Schwarzpanzer 58 does anything, which we can't see. So what I'm aiming to do now is go back over to where the Jagdpanther 2 and I-7 are, and avoid the WZ-120FT that's been spotting us by moving up to the top part of the village and go around as far out of sight of him as possible, perhaps get an angle on him, and he just pops up being visible. I've taken out our WZ-120FT from across the map, so obviously his tactic is just popping up from the edge of the cliffs there and getting spotting, maybe with binoculars, and that then is highlighting them to the tanks on the other side of the map. So we're just going to continue around the top part of the village. That Jagdpanther 2 has taken out that spotting TD, which is good. So we're going to come around, and as we've seen, the I-7 has moved past the position where the artillery was last known. We know that they've sort of moved up to that corner of the map where the T-28 was last seen. So I'm moving to a position opposite that area rather than wasting time covering the area where the I-7 has already pushed past. So as we get into position here, we see the T-28's been spotted. I get spotted at the same time, but he may not have noticed. So I put a shot into him, he goes dark, put another shot in, and blind shot, and that destroys him. So that actually just takes us over the 3,000 damage that we needed as our target, and we've got 4 kills, so we've exceeded that. So far, so good. We've exceeded our mission requirements, and we're just going to see what's happened to the rest of the map. So as the I-7's pushing up and getting visibility, our team members already in position of taking out those targets. So we're just going to try and move up right closer to the bridge and see if any additional targets are available. Last known position of the remaining 1416. We get some visibility of a side shot, we take a shot, but just before the shell arrives, he's taken out by our arty, and that's the game. So a reasonable result. We do lose a substantial amount of credits, but that's really down to using the premium rounds, which we didn't change back out of for the rest of the game. We get just over 3,300 damage, which is quite good. That was that blind shot that was not showing, and 4 kills, and good result. So thanks for watching. There's only third game played in that tank. That was a good result. But yeah, come back to the channel later on when we get more.